We had been spending 10% of each sprint testing manually. That 10% of our time translates to tens of thousands of dollars worth of product time, developer time that we can use for other things like feature development. My name's Deborah, and I am a QA software engineer at Meow Wolf. Meow Wolf is a collection of exhibits and exhibit spaces, and it provides an immersive experience for guests. Lots of stories involved. Also event space where you can see concerts, community events, fun workshops. Last year, there were about 2.4 million guests who came through the doors of all the exhibits together. For guests at Meow Wolf, you can use the app to get additional story points. So the app is kind of a handful to test. It's a very dynamic app. The most important part of the app is the psychic sensor, and that is the in-exhibit experience. And you have to be within a geofence in order to access that psychic sensor. And when people are using the app in exhibit, and they, let's say, walk by a beacon, they get a little notification, it's the psychic sensor, and they can unlock a collection of media like videos, images, text, stories, and it just adds to the story for them. Testing the geofence aspect of the app can be difficult if you're not in an exhibit. Santa Fe, Las Vegas, Denver, Grapevine, Texas, and Houston is our most recently opened exhibit. I'm located in Austin. I'm not in an exhibit, so how do I test this thing? Essentially, you just have to fake it. So in order for me to be able to test it, I had to have my coordinates of my home, my address, hard-coded into the app. You have to find a way to fake a beacon signal going out. We can't guarantee that the beacons in the exhibit are actually functioning. All we can do is try to guarantee that when an app receives a signal from a beacon, it does the right thing. If I wanted to test that the geofence exit was working, I would have to walk down the street or take a little drive. In some cases, when you left the geofence, it wouldn't immediately update. So you could wind up spending potentially 2 to 4 hours outside of that geofence, taking time out of your day to leave the house, to get a certain distance away from your house, or to go to the exhibit. It's a big disruption. And it just wasn't sustainable. It took time away from the work that I was doing, supporting other teams. To do complete regression for one person take maybe a week because you're testing different devices. We inherited about 600 manual regression cases with an additional 700 or so that were not critical for regression testing. They had the 80% of coverage 3-month trial period, which, might sound unbelievable, but I was actually surprised that it was not a lie. It was the truth. With QA Wolf's platform, they can just start writing tests and running tests almost immediately. And other places had quoted a few months to just build out the infrastructure, and we didn't have that time. Some of the things we needed with app automation were the ability to test Android, to test iOS, and some way to send a beacon signal in test automation so that we could make sure psychic sensor worked. We would need to hire 2 or 3 engineers working full-time to be able to automate the number of tests that QA Wolf has done for us in that same amount of time. I've been able to spend less time manually testing and more time supporting other teams that also need help. The app is not going anywhere, and it's only going to be getting more features and more features. And we want people to use the app. And so all of those features will need testing. I am grateful to QA Wolf for doing the heavy lifting of supporting app test automation, because I'm the only QA at Meow Wolf. Our developers now feel confident that they could release whenever because of the automated testing.